that allowed this tragedy to happen to begin with. And if you don't start doing things differently, the people are, because they've already shown you that we're the ones with the power. We're the ones that step up and make things happen around here. So you sit in your comfortable seats and you see how long it lasts if you don't start representing the people that voted you there. Like, it's this laissez-faire attitude of we're in charge, we're the people who are comfortable in our little seats making these decisions, ignoring the will of the people who are showing up in numbers over and over and over again.
You got some of the most dangerous chemicals in the world. And to put it on a temporary site and promise that it's never going to leak, we have 100-year storms, we have hurricanes, we have the wind. They're all going to damage the system. They're all going to leach into it.
And halting the progress of the project for the temporary site is not an option.
I have heard so many people make really wonderful points today, so I'm not going to reiterate the same points that have already been made. I will point out that all of those points have been in opposition to this destruction. I apologize. Actually, I don't apologize because I have feelings and I care about this island and I care about these people. And it's sad that more people the people who are making these decisions aren't showing emotion in this situation where so many people have suffered. I listened to the gentleman with the Army Corps of Engineers and his slides, and he so casually said, if it breaks, we'll just clean it up. Like it's just that simple. We'll just clean it up. And if they've already gone into this plan with this big if it breaks, that's not a solid enough plan for something that holds so many cultural and ecological importance. Like, it's this laissez-faire attitude of we're in charge, we're the people who are comfortable in our little seats making these decisions, ignoring the will of the people who are showing up in numbers over and over and over again, trying to provide a future for our children. And you sit in your comfortable seats making these decisions on everyone else's behalf. When we vote for you, that vote is saying that we trust you. We trust you to stand up there and make decisions that represent us and make decisions that represent the greater good of the people and the world that we live in. We are all a sum of our choices. And every choice that you make, you are a sum of those choices. We're all going to be dead in a few decades, and what's going to be left is the legacy that you leave behind. And your legacy is going to be either the same old stale decisions that are causing the world around us to die, or your legacy could be one of growth and evolution that allows humanity to continue in health and vitality, or to at least try to return to that place, because we've been steering far from it for quite some time now. And I'd just like to invite you to consider that it's the same status quo attitude, it's the same laissez-faire that allowed this tragedy to happen to begin with. And if you don't start doing things differently, the people are, because they've already shown you that we're the ones with the power. We're the ones that step up and make things happen around here. So you sit in your comfortable seats and you see how long it lasts if you don't start representing the people that voted you there. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Whittington. Members, any questions for the testifier? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony.
Maui County Council members will take a final vote this week on a temporary disposal site for the Lahaina wildfire debris. Right now, it's expected to go to Olowalu until a permanent location can be determined, but a longtime family from that area is asking decision makers to reconsider. Our Chelsea Davis has more.
My family has been here since time immemorial, We never left.
Hinano Rodriguez stands near his mother's grave, Adeline Kamaile o Lihau Ka'ahui.
She's named after Mount Lihau, which is the peak on that side of the mountain. My sister's name is Kapua Lehua o Lihau Ulakalai o Hekili, which means that when the red lehua blossoms on Mount Lihau, its redness is reflected at the ocean at Cape Hekili, which is about a half a mile from here.
He says they are much more than residents of Oluwalu. They are deeply connected to the land. His great-great-grandmother, his tutu Ha'ehae, helped build the Oluwalu Lanakila Hawaiian Church back in the 1800s. And his great-grandmother, Victoria Lonopuha Ho'olulu Ka'ahui, was born in Avalua in Oluwalu. He says that's the area of the temporary disposal site for the Lahaina fire debris. He says the fact that this location is even being considered breaks his heart.
Our family and the Nahoe Kaika family are the last native Hawaiian family left, and we are an extreme minority. And so I think that was taken into consideration when the decision was made to use Oluwalu. We only got a dozen people. Let's just do it.
County officials say there are no perfect sites, but they believe this is the best option, especially because they are facing quickly approaching timelines to move the debris. Hinano is grateful Oluwalu will no longer be considered a permanent location, but he's hoping council members will also reconsider it as a temporary location.
We are going to recommend that they use shipping containers and use the shipping containers to contain the ashes that will eventually, we hope, be shipped off island.
He says although there aren't many of them left, he hopes their voices can still be heard.
Toxic ash and debris from the Lahaina wildfires. Mayor Richard Bisson made the announcement today following community concerns, but the debris will still be stored there temporarily.
Here we go. This is Nev from Australia. Let's hear it.
No worries. Well, this is No More, which is a solution for transitional housing for Lahaina. Then from transitional housing, we go straight into a solution that deals with municipal solid waste, everyday household waste. We can deal with that and transform that and divert it from landfill completely. From that waste, we take all the plastics out, so no more plastic being left in the environment. We transform that into building materials, all proven technologies. We power the plant using a technology called SCRT, which burns at 2,800 degrees. It's a secondary combustion modular system that will provide the power. We will also provide a green hydrogen solution that powers the SCRT, but also powers the local community. And finally, we can take the toxic fly ashes from local industry, maybe some of the fly ash from the burn, and turn that into a safe product. This is all about renewal for Lahaina. This is all under one roof, ready to go. Proven technology.
Awesome. And this is Nev. He is the originator of Firewire surfboards. So he's been in the industry for years and has some really awesome stuff going on. Say hi, Nev.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, right on, guys. Okay, so just wanted to share this with our community.
Sure. Well, my name's Nev Hyman. I'm calling in from Australia. I've been a surfer all my life. I love Maui. I'm heartbroken about what's happened. I have good friends with Eddie Garcia and others, a lot of professional surfers and things like that. I've spent the last 10 years developing technologies and also design around affordable housing, which is another story, another discussion that I am having with key people in Lahaina and Maui and in the US at the moment. My main interest in this is the group of companies that I have under my company called No More, NOMOR, do have solutions in relation to toxic waste disposal. The two main solutions, one is called SCRT. It's called a secondary combustion reactor technology, which is basically a system that does what the other technologies don't do. When I'm talking about incineration, which, as the gentleman before said, is a dirty word, it does take in the second combustion, it takes the burn rate up to 2,800 degrees Celsius. The elements remaining are minuscule. I am no expert in the field, but I have a lot of experts around me. And this particular technology fits in a 20 to 40 foot container, generates 1.5 megawatts of power locally. It's been operating here in Australia, in Brisbane, under strict control, and is, forgive me for saying this, just about to be commercialised. It has met all of the European emission standards. It's also met many of the test standards here in Australia to generate a result that is, I almost don't want you to say, quote me on this, but up to 98% of emissions that cause issues to our environment. The second part of the solution is an answer to fly ash, working closely with experts in toxic waste disposal out of Europe, who have a solution that turns fly ash, into an inert or safe, shouldn't use the word inert, but a very safe material that then is mixed with a polymer, becomes an additive which can be used in building construction materials. I also have a solution in relation to MSW waste, 100% diversion of MSW from your landfill. That may not have the solution required for the toxic waste disposal, but in relation to long-term solutions, this is a perfect solution. In relation to the offtake of these solutions is 33% of concrete blocks are removed, embodying carbon within that product. Key point is the SCRT technology, and I'm more than happy to share that information with you from a scientific point of view, not me.
Thank you for your testimony. Members, any questions for the testifier? Seeing none.